Peace. Yeah. We in the house. We in the house. What up? Peace to the gods. That's right. I got my brother in the house. Yo, come on, autofocus. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me, autofocus. Oh, y'all want to act stupid on me today, huh? Autofocus want to act stupid. I might have to talk in manual focus and pitch. Light. Okay, there it goes. There goes my focus there. My phone, man. There it is. What's good, family? We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to go over. About to bring my special guest host to the motherfucking stage. My guy, yeah, fucking stop it in this bitch right now. Yeah, this is my man. We've done a lot of things since meeting each other. A lot of creative things, musical things. We made some records. We've done some AI shit. Some historical AI shit. Me and him put together that song that you know and love called Kamala Ain't Black. Hold up, stop this shit. All right. Yeah, people, what's good? We back, and we are really black. My name is Lord Jamar. Welcome to the God Pod. I know you see the headlines, and we're going to get into it. But first, I want to bring my man up to the stage, my brother, Long Allen. I like to call us Jamar Square because his name is Jamar as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Godcast, my brother, Jamar Milton.
Peace. I'm Kamala.
Peace, King. How you be?
All is well. Can't complain.
Yeah. What's goody, my bro?
It's crazy out here, bro.
It's crazy out here, right?
Crazy in these streets. That's all I can say.
It's crazy in these streets.
Yeah, a lot of things going on right now. A lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about. So, oh, man, do we talk about...
Where we start?
I know. Where do we start? Do we talk about... Whoa. First of all, I'm going to tell you where we start. Happy born day to me.
Facts. Let's start there.
Happy born day to me. Happy born day, dear Lord J. Happy born day to me.
We should have made an AI record. Wow.
For those of you that didn't know, September 17th, a lot of great people are born on that day. But most of all, your man, the God. Yes, Virgo number 1, September 17th, 1968. That would make me 56 years young. And all I could say is, You wish you looked this good at 56. Yeah. I want to thank everybody for the birthday wishes and sentiments. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. Feel free to express your love today here in the chat. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Shout out to all the regulars. I have the link in the description. I'll probably have people come up a little later and speak. But so Jamal, listen, today you're here in capacity as a God Pod correspondent. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So there was actually a Trump rally out in Long Island.
Facts.
You, sir, are a Long Islander, yes?
I am born and raised.
Okay. Hempstead, Freeport in the motherfucking house, eh?
All that.
Okay. So, I said, man, it'll be dope if you went out there and, brought your camera with you and got some footage and talked to the people, beat those feet out there. And that's exactly what you did. My question is, do we get into that now? Do we talk about this 1,000 bottles of diddly oil then?
Well, maybe we should get into it now so that we can end it off on a I don't know.
You want to talk about the Trump shit now, you say?
I can't even call it a positive note. I guess on a more lighthearted note. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I guess we could get into it now.
Okay. So listen, we're going to talk about the Trump shit. We'll get into the diddly oil in a few. Okay. First of all, for the record, 1,000 bottles of diddly oil is diabolical. That's diabolical. Like you have to have a separate room for some shit like that. Like seriously, like, whoa.
Right.
Whoa. And let's keep it real. If you know anything about the female biology, they pretty much come with their own lubrication.
I'm sure that had some consequences as far as pH balance when it comes to women. I don't know. But
I mean, well, my thing is, are you using it on a women?
Right.
Or is that for
the men?
That booty grease?
Right.
Was that 1,000 bottles of booty grease, aka diddly oil? Okay, and I want y'all to spread that diddly oil out there.
Diddly doodly oil.
But I want you to spread the term out there, and then let them know who started that shit. I'm a maker of trends, so when that diddly oil come back, you just let them know. You just let them know who made that shit up. You're like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Lord Jamar, the first one I ever heard say.
Somebody gonna be inspired by that.
Heard say diddly oil. Okay, so listen, you went out there and got some footage. Let me share. Let's get into the first series of interviews that you did, and we'll play it and then we'll stop and talk about it as needed. Okay. So here we go.
Assalamu alaikum, shalom, Hotep, grand rising to the royal family. It's your brother Jamal Milton. I'm reporting live from Uniondale, New York at the Nassau Coliseum at the Donald Trump rally 2024. And today, what your boy's going to be doing, we're going to be getting compelling arguments from both sides as to who they're voting for and why. Let's get right into it. Can you convince me to vote for Donald Trump? Why?
First of all, I like how you got that mic. That's very professional. Thank
Appreciate
you. Okay, you got the guy probably looking real good right now. Let's
Yeah,
continue.
Donald Trump is the only presidential candidate that every promise that he made, he kept.
Okay, now this guy looks like he's from the Sopranos casting call. Like they got him straight from the extra room of the Sopranos. But let's continue. Okay, let's continue.
He kept every promise that he made during the campaign. I've been in politics for a long time, and that's the first time I can remember that anybody ever did that.
Awesome.
No wars, no nothing.
Thanks so much.
You got it.
Vote for Trump because of the border, the immigration, the economy, lots of things. Policies with education. This country is in very bad shape, very, very poor shape. Never been like this before. And you have to think about what your next 4 years will be versus Trump versus Kamala. I think if anybody had a lot of sense in their head, they would vote for Donald J. Trump.
Why should I be voting for Donald Trump today?
Hold on, let him finish.
I think even more so than why you should be voting for Donald Trump.
Now hold up. I know a lot of people wasn't even expecting to see somebody like this. and let me just prepare you, like, homeboy getting ready to go in. Okay. So fasten your seatbelts. Because of course, out of all the people that you asked, this guy is going to be the most articulate out of everyone. Yeah, let's roll.
You should be really taking a look at what's going on in our country right now and ask yourself, like, who's better suited to get us out of the hole? Because if we don't vote for anybody, even if whether you agree with Trump or you disagree with him, you not having a vote and you not saying anything about it, you have no say into whatever direction the country goes into. I myself didn't like the direction the country was going in, and I decided to run for Congress in 2020. I'm from Paterson, New Jersey. It's a deeply Democratic district. And I was Democrat for many years until I served in the Air Force overseas, and I saw what Barack Obama was doing in Northern Africa and how it destabilized that area. And it completely went against all the values that I initially thought he stood for. And I was actually proud to vote for the guy initially. Coming back home and seeing how messed up our economy was, it was impossible for almost all my friends to find work. Businesses were shutting down. When he had the opportunity to bail out the American people, instead he chose to bail out the banks. And I started to really question my own political ideologies. I started to learn more about the fractional reserve banking system, how money's created, and what exactly is causing inflation in our country. So in 2020, at a Trump rally, actually, ironically, we're talking at one here, but in 2020, there was a Trump rally in Wildwood. And I was there. I was talking with several people, doing interviews similar to the one we're doing right now. And someone came up to me and said, hey, you should actually run for Congress. Like, you'd make a great congressperson. And I didn't think that would be a good idea. At first, I'm a regular guy from the middle of the hood, Paterson, New Jersey, dreadlocks, what I look like going to Congress as a Republican. But the more I started to speak with people, the more I started to realize people actually resonate with my ideas, regardless of whether they're Democrat or Republican. And I think that's where a lot of people get clouded. And I think the media plays a big role in clouding people's judgments. So in 2020, when I ran the first time, we broke a record, got more votes for a Republican than anyone in the past 30 years. We got 31%. 2022, we ran the second time, we got 44%. And this was going up against a 27-year incumbent, 87 years old, 40 plus years in politics, as just a regular guy from the middle of the hood that had policies about how we could bring trade programs back into our high schools. My 8-10-12 plan to bring term limits so that we can create new generations of ideas in the United States legislature, as opposed to geriatrics that are making decisions on our generation, the next generation, spending hundreds of billions of dollars overseas. My parents, they came to this country in 1984. They came here legally. And what I see the Democratic Party standing for, because even Barack Obama, he wanted to have a secure border at some point. As soon as Donald Trump became president, it was the most bigoted thing in the world you can do, was to secure the southern border. And when I went out there in 2021, I saw just how terrible the crisis really was firsthand. It was a million times worse than what I saw on television. And that only strengthened my resolve in 2022 to continue to fight. Seeing how my parents came to this country legally, they brought 14 other relatives from Ghana. They came here legally, every single one of them, hand on the Bible, here we are, American citizens. I think it's an absolute smack in the face when I see the same politicians, Barack Obama included, now calling it racist and bigoted to keep the southern border wide open, because the American dream that my parents came for, it no longer exists. We're spending $151 billion every single year to deal with this migrant crisis, $121 billion over Ukraine, billions of dollars to Israel, billions of dollars all over the world, yet there's no focus here on the United States and our children and what's best for us. So me as a young person at 34 years old, I believe that we need new representation, young representation, and someone with forward-thinking ideas. An example that I'll give you, I believe every high school in the United States should have a trade program embedded into it. And the reason why we don't have a lot of these programs anymore, as well as the arts, is they say we'd have to raise taxes on homeowners in order to do this. Yet we have school boards where superintendents are making six figures and our children are getting terrible education. So rather than even going against the system and arguing the tax argument, here's one thing that's for certain, right? Some people say that large corporations don't pay their fair share. Here's the ultimate opportunity for them to pay the fair share. Businesses that are involved in the trades or in the hands-on skills or their unions, whatever they invest into our high school system, if they wanted to bring, let's say, a $2.5 million carpentry program, they pay for it. They put one of their employees on staff to teach our children. They can write that off 100% on their taxes federally. No one's thinking of these kinds of ideas, and that's because we have a bunch of geriatrics. The problem with the Democrat Party is they'll tell you, go and vote for these people simply because we told you to vote for these people. Unlike Kamala Harris, Donald Trump won a primary. He ran his race against several other Republicans, and he was duly elected by the Republican people. Joe Biden didn't even have a primary. There was no one up against him. The party just said, this is who you're going to choose, whether you like it or not. Yet they say that they're the party of democracy. He suddenly gets dementia, even though we've been saying it for the past 2 years. This guy's demented, but they tell us you got to vote for him because he knows what's going on. Now suddenly he's got dementia. We're going to put Kamala Harris on it. You have to vote for her because she's black. Apparently she's black now. Before she was running for president, she was an Indian. So now they're playing identity politics. There was no primary for her. She got hand selected and put there. Even in my race in New Jersey's 9th District, my opponent was 87 years old. He died about 3 weeks ago. 27 years in Congress. They're now replacing him with another hand-picked politician that's been in the state legislature for the past 27 years. The Democratic Party is telling you that this is all about democracy. Donald Trump's so bad. Donald Trump's so evil. Regardless of what you think, the people actually want Donald Trump. Unlike the Democrat Party, they're telling you vote for these people. And the media is telling you that they're the best. And if you go the other way, somehow it's tyranny, even though the people are voting for this. So when I see these kinds of things, it only opens up people's minds to the media and the bias and the stupidity that they tell us. Right? For example, what exactly are they running on that's going to help us? Joe Biden said that we have the greatest economy in modern American history. Now Kamala Harris is running saying that she's going to fix the economy, but I thought the economy was the greatest in history. They're lying to you. They're gaslighting you. They're gaslighting you. At the very least, when President Trump was president, I was working in Sprint. I was working in retail. I wasn't making a lot of money prior. As soon as he came in, started to see a lot more money in my bank account. I think things were doing great. Gas was $1.50. I used to drive around just for the sake of driving around. Now we're talking $3.25. He shuts down the Keystone Pipeline. He shuts down all these pipelines. Green New Deal, but there's no solution or smooth transition into new energy sources yet. Vote Democrat, and it's going to make things better. That's the issue that I've got. And if that doesn't convince anybody to vote Republican, vote Billy Prempeh for Congress in New Jersey's 9th District or Donald Trump for president, I don't know what else to tell you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your opinion. It was awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Dope. Yeah, first of all, shout out to that brother right there.
Thanks.
Because I really do believe in local politics. I feel like if you're going to make a difference, really, local politics is where you want to do it at, because that's where you can really affect change. We know about the electoral colleges and all this bullshit. And when you start to get into super influence in you know, like in these presidential races, but local politics, yeah, you can really do, you can really affect change there, and your voice can really be heard in a better way. Also, I just want to say I love what my man says about putting trades and shit back in the schools, man. Like, that's something that, you know, I came up in a time where you still had music classes. Like, the first thing they would give you in school is a recorder, right? This little flute that's called a recorder. And that was your first introduction to musical instruments, whether you asked to play one or not. Mm-hmm. Then you can go on to be in band and all that type of shit. Then when you got to junior high school around my way, we had metal shop. We had wood shop. You know, they had home ec. They had automotive in the high school. Like, this was shit that was, you know, fucking useful and things that we need out here. Other than, I mean, what are they really teaching in school, shit that you can't even use in the real world, trigonometry and algebra. I mean, unless you plan on being some sort of mathematician, that shit ain't fucking helping you.
Right.
I need some real fucking, DeVry. Remember DeVry and all that type of shit back in the days?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I need fucking those auto schools and shit like that to come back, but be in the high school where we getting it for free. Heck 9, peace, my brother. Said peace, gods. Milton, my guy, underrated lyricist. Happy belated born day. Lord, mine was day after flat power. Yes, sir. So his was the knowledge build day, all being born to born. And by the way, today's math, today is Friday, September 20th, making today's math wisdom cipher, all being born to wisdom. Okay. When you use your wisdom, it helps you enter into a new cipher, a new area of expertise in which you can display, more wisdom. Okay. So wisdom begets more wisdom. Peace to the gods and earths. Thank you, Hegnon. So yeah, just tell me about it. How was it? How was it out there? What was the vibes? According to Kamala, not many people come to a Trump rally and they leave very early because of boredom. Was that your experience being out there, sir?
Definitely not. It was, I'm born and raised on Long Island. I've been in Nassau Coliseum many times, many concerts, events, all different types of things they have going over there at that arena. And I've never seen that many people at that arena at one time in my entire life. From all the years that I've been living here, I've never seen anything like.
And you were how old, sir?
I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 next month.
Wow.
I've never seen it. My first concert ever was actually the concert that where Tupac Shakur passed away and Nas was on stage. It was at that Coliseum, at Nassau Coliseum. I was there for that announcement. So that was my first introduction really to hip hop. So, ironically, going up there, but when my contention was I didn't want to look at the news anymore or fake news or any type of propaganda that could persuade me in any direction. I wanted to go up there and see what the overall consensus would be. Had it been Kamala there, I probably would have went to that one as well if she was there, just to see what is going on and gather some intel for myself. I'm a real boots on the ground type individual. I never believed in just taking somebody's word for it. Everybody who knows me knows that that's how I do my work. I travel to Egypt, so when I come back, if this is a source, it's probably I'm the source. Like I saw with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that those type of experiments hold a little bit more weight. So we already did the experiment by dropping the record Kamala Ain't Black and also the Trump record to see where it was going to go and what people would gravitate towards. And from that notion, when I saw how Black people gravitated towards the Kamala Ain't Black record more than they did the actual Trump record.
Right.
They had a choice, to promote what it is that they love or bash what it is that they hate, whatever it was. And they chose to go to the Kamala record, which was very awkward. But in any case, we gave the people what they wanted. So at this point, I wanted to see what was going on, in real life at these rallies. So when I went, immediately when I got there, we didn't see this part yet, but immediately when I got there, I was greeted by radical Democrats, particularly.
And may I point out, I like that you just said that, radical Democrats, because these are the ones that are doing these little assassination attempts.
I would definitely allegedly.
You would think that it would be these Trump type of follower motherfuckers, but so far there's been at least 2 assassination attempts.
Facts.
Perpetrated by radical Democrats.
Yeah.
Let's get that flowing out there too. Let's get that terminology.
And I don't think I've ever used that terminology until this year, probably this last month. Honestly, my eyes were awakened to a lot this past election and things that's going on, and just by me taking a non-biased approach to the election and not want to participate in politics, you can see who is trying to pander to you more when you're not playing the game. Right? When you step outside of it, you can see who's trying to get your attention more and who's willing to go that extra mile. So as soon as I went, I'm just going to try and figure out, what the energy is like. And immediately I was greeted with like resentment, protesting type energy, anger, before I even got to the Trump part.
Right. Do you think people were almost angry at you for being there as a black man?
No, because they couldn't tell. I made it very known that I was non-biased.
Right. Okay.
So
you didn't have any kind of garb that would distinguish you as a pro or nay, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But what I was witnessing was people who were clearly Republican walking past them, being taunted, and being ridiculed, almost like the story of Jesus walking on his way to with the damn cross, being persecuted. Like that, I witnessed that, and I felt that was a little bit much because, ironically, from what I saw on TV, when you see like the Republicans, these white Republicans that are radical and they go crazy, right? I didn't see that from them at the rally. I only saw it from the Democratic side. And that was the first thing that I was met with.
Let me just say shout out to my man, Big Stu. What's good, Big Stu? Much love to you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Interesting. Because the media promotes it as the opposite.
Facts.
As if somehow, these people are ready to, strap a bomb to themselves or something and jump into a fucking crowd or do some sort of mass shooting because these are the people that want to keep their guns and all of this type of shit.
Right. And they're highly racist. Like,
right.
Considering just the fact that I went there alone as a black man and I'm here talking to you today should say everything that you need.
That's a good question. Did you feel any racism out there coming from those white people who supposedly Trump inspires to be racist? Did you feel that at all?
Nope. Actually, I experienced more diversity on the Trump side and the Republican side than I did on the Democratic side. On the Democratic side, it was mainly, and just to play devil's advocate and give it the benefit of doubt, they were rallying because it was mainly Haitians who were rallying against what Trump said, right? But at the same time, the diversity was not there. It was mainly just black people, black Haitians, or I should say Haitians who were there. Not necessarily black, but Haitians. Those who know who they are, right? They're all wearing their flags. So those were the first people that I was greeted with, and those were the first people that I interviewed. I interviewed more Democratic people than I did Trump people. I call them Trumpettes. Reason being, and it wasn't for the reason that you think, it was because speaking to people on that side, they didn't have enough information about what I was asking for that was even worth posting to you guys. So what do I mean? One of the questions, so this is the way I preface it. I said, hey, listen, I'm not voting this year. I'm non-biased. Convince me to vote and to vote for who you're voting for. That was the question that I asked everyone, right? And depending upon their response, would prompt either a new question or not. So on the Democratic side, they were very short-winded as to why they were voting for who they were voting for. So I had to ask them, what policies strike you the most? What is the reason why?
And you're going to see the face on the girl when you hit her with that.
when I asked them, they were only talking about Donald Trump and why you shouldn't vote for Trump, but they weren't telling me why I should vote for Kamala. So I had to ask them, what policies of Kamala, struck you the most, or the Democratic side, so that's the reason why I had to interview more people, because I didn't realize, these people, at first, I didn't realize they weren't going to go into that. I started to see a trend where they're not actually talking about the policies that the Democratic Party is providing. So I'm going to have to ask them. So as time went on, I had to interview more Democrats to get what the information that I needed to present to y'all. So that's what I experienced first and forehand. I also experienced one individual who had to take on my end, which was not to participate at all. And he was a Hebrew Israelite.
We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. Let me just say, everybody that's in the chat right now, could you please click that like button? Click the share button. You know, it's all about fucking with these algorithms and shit like that. And we're definitely doing the science of how to master this YouTube shit. And that's one of the things I need y'all to do. So please, everybody that's in the chat right now, go ahead and just click that like button. You can share it. And those of you who are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Click that notification bell and click all so that you'll be notified every time that we go live or drop a new video. So I'm gonna play some more of your interviews in a minute.
But I do want to talk about that brother.
What do you want to watch him first, or do you want to talk about just
no the one that we just talked? The one that we just
go ahead. Yes,
I do want to expand on him a little bit because the reason why I went up to him, he was probably about the second person that I interviewed, was because obviously he was a black man wearing a MAGA hat, and I wanted to catch the anomalies that don't necessarily fit the description of what we call a Republican, right? So when we normally the consensus collectively, most black people vote Democrat, most white people vote Republican, right? So I wanted to see what the anomalies look like. I even had some let's say the J people. I interviewed them. They wouldn't come on camera, but I did get their voices.
The who people?
Right. The J people. I won't say it out loud for the sake of the channel.
Small higgities. Got you.
But in any case, I did interview one of them as well who would not get on camera. But in any case.
Oh, yeah, make sure your comment as well. Make sure your comment as well.
Fact. So this particular brother just so happens he was very, very intelligent, super intelligent brother. And he was actually running for Congress. I just so happened to pick him out of a crowd. He was sitting there eating some food. And I'm like, would you like to, share your sentiments? And, what he said, none of that was prompted. As you can see, it was one straight shot. You didn't even hear me intervene with this brother. He just went right in. He had his things together and what was needed to be said to get me to want to vote for Trump. And the main thing that he provided was solutions. That's pretty much all he provided was solutions. I really liked his idea about the STEM programs being in schools like we were talking about, but particularly how it's going to be funded. Because, it was
by the companies. Yes,
exactly. So it would make a company want to get involved in that because it could be a tax write-off for them and they can get their employees paid at the same time. So, I felt that solution was just top tier. I did get in contact with that brother. I am in contact with that brother, and I'll make sure that we share his name and everything if you guys want to follow him. But he was on point. And really, that's all what we're looking for, even on the Kamala side, is give us some points, give us some solutions as to what we can do, because ultimately y'all are already in the seat. And that's what he was making known. They're already running the country. So what makes us want to continue what is going on, and why is the conversation being steered to we need to fix the economy if they're saying that there's nothing wrong with the economy, and, if they're doing such a great job. So that was a great point that I haven't found any Democratic representative being able to walk around yet, or get around, or get through. I haven't seen anybody be able to tackle that as of yet, before or after the rally. So the other people, the first person, he had a car. He was sitting in like a station wagon that was fully radicaled out for Republicans or whatever. I wanted to get some of that. That was about as
we're talking about Joey Two Shoes.
Yeah. That was as radical as you was gonna get.
Joey fucking American flag sitting in the fucking car over there.
He was the most radical of everybody. You can see he's chilling, he's smoking a cigarette, and he just got his car decorated, and just playing music. There was no like violence or anything, or people were just acting rowdy. I didn't feel like I was in the middle of a KKK meeting, like years ago when they were showing the Trump, propaganda and stuff. It didn't feel nothing like that at all. Okay,
oil money. First of all, this is hilarious, but it's not hilarious because I don't like what you're trying to preach right now in the chat. So we're going to put you on. I'm not going to kick you out. Let's just put you on timeout for a second. This nigga name is Oil Money.
Oil Money.
He's got a Diddy fucking. Hang on, this nigga. He's got a Diddy. Hang on, before I
see.
Look. He's got the Diddy shit with a fucking wig on, and he's talking about let's start teaching more love. But then he starts talking some crazy other shit that we're gonna put him on. We're gonna put him on time.
I expect the trolls to be pulling up for sure.
We got to put him
Topic
on
matters
time
like this.
because we're not promoting none of that shit.
Well,
And you keep talking that oily shit up in here, buddy. You keep talking that oily shit in here, you're gonna be in the block party, my guy. Shout out to Terrell McMiller, motherfucking killer. Every fucking episode he do what he do. Super representer. He said, "What's good, LJ? Cell Block D gonna make real iconic for Diddley Oil.
We're gonna be getting into that for sure.
Take that. Dreams of in R&B. Woo! Yeah, we don't even want to say it. I don't even want to get flagged, but yeah, we know what you're talking about. Thank you, Terrell. You know I always appreciate you, my brother. Listen, the fact that they did this on my birthday.
Yeah, how can you can't?
Was this some sort of weird joke like that you're trying to give to me? Like, oh, we heard he tried to play you, Lord. We saw that video. We heard he tried to play you. Guess we're gonna throw you one, bro. We're gonna get him on your born day, God. We're gonna get him on your born day, God. Listen, let me play some more of these fucking interviews real quick. And we're going to get to the diddly oil because it's a very slippery slope. Yes? I heard you say that in the video.
Now, at some point,
it's a slippery slope. It's a
slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
That literally just came to me in the moment. You could probably see
because of course it did. I know. It was very slippery. Listen. You're not just going to slide out of this, okay? It's going to be.
Now, listen. As you play this next video on a certain interview, I just need you to watch me when I tell you which one it is, and I'm gonna need you to stop it when I tell you to stop it.
Okay.
Just so I can, cover something before this person continues.
Got you. Here we go.
Why should someone vote for Trump versus Kamala?
I feel like Trump did a lot for the Black American culture. I feel like he did a lot for the Spanish culture. I feel like he also supports the white culture as well. He doesn't exclude nobody. As for Kamala, she didn't really do anything for her own people. Like,
now, real quick, did you say to this girl, did you hear that Puerto Ricans didn't create hip hop?
That would have been a good thing to say, but no, I did.
She probably like, I don't give a fuck. I knew that. Well, who's saying that? All right, anyway, go ahead.
like I said, Donald Trump is for his people, and regardless of what race, what color you're from, he's for everybody, and that's it. And to be cool as that, she allowed all these people to come in, and not for nothing, like a lot of these kids and people, women especially, they're becoming missing and they're getting sex trafficked right now, and then that's not cool. And it's Black people, white people, and Spanish people as well. So it was nothing to do with race and color. It's all comes down to unity to come together.
Awesome. What do you feel about the statement when he said about the Haitians, which is why they're out here today protesting the way they are right there? How do you feel about that statement?
She got her blinged out, pearled out Trump hat. I noticed.
Facts.
She might be the most fashionable Trump motherfucker that I've seen so far. Shout out to Teacher Maria. She said, "Peace and love, Lord Jamar. Hope you had a wonderful birthday." Thank you, Teacher Maria, as always. She's a regular to the show. We love you, Teacher Maria. And yes, I did. It was nice. Just slow motion. But thank you. Let's continue.
Haitians are very, beautiful people at the end of the day. They come from a good background. But then again, we have all these other countries that, have different religions and different views. And coming from, living here, I don't understand what, people go through, because at the end of the day, there's always a different story to another side. But I feel like what his statement is saying is that people are coming in and eating the animals, meaning their culture is different from what we learn. Yeah, we eat cows, cheeseburger, whatever, but their culture is different. And sometimes their culture is eating wild dog or, eating bunny, guinea pigs,
Now, here's where she's riding a certain place where motherfuckers could get mad at her, okay? Because you know, motherfuckers is very touchy, but if we do keep it 1,000% real, right? There a lot of cultures do eat things outside of what we're traditionally eat. Let's keep it real. In Haitian culture, they deal with voodoo or voodoo. Okay, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into voodoo. You know what I mean? And part of the ritual and all of that is after the ritual, you're supposed to consume the meat, and it gives you more power. Yes, am I making this up? Okay. So I'm just saying, like, certain shit, you might not understand why it's being done. We just, you know what I mean? There could be cultural differences and significances that play a part into some of these stories that we're hearing. That's all I'm saying. But I don't know if she's the one that needs to be saying this right now, because, you know, she's one of them Spanish girls that look damn near white. But anyway, let's continue.
And it's just upsetting because we don't come from that. They come from a different culture. We don't understand that. So when you come in and start, eating dogs and, you eat cats, I understand that's your culture, but we don't come from that here. So it's different from our point of view.
Understood.
We don't like it.
Thanks so much. Appreciate your opinion.
Thank you.
Oh, it's the way she said it. Okay, look at the regalia. Oh. They're certainly loud out there.
Why? Okay. Why are we voting for Kamala?
Because we can't vote for Trump. And Kamala is going to do the right thing. She's going to protect women's rights. She's going to.
Now, hang on a second before we continue with this fucking geezer. The first thing he says, so why are we voting for Kamala? The first thing he says is because we can't vote for Trump.
Yes.
Okay. That's the first thing that most of them say. That's what they all lead with.
Yes.
And it's just annoying. That's all I'm saying. Number two, the second thing he says, which a lot of people say, and it's fucking bullshit. Talking about these abortion rights and all of this type of shit. The shit about abortions, and he's trying to take away the rights of women. It's a fucking lie. But let's continue.
Make laws for gun safety. It's not going to be crazy. It's not going to take away our democracy like Donald is.
What view?
Take away our democracy. No one even voted for this bitch. She's the one that's fucking trying to push little socialism and Marxist ideas. What are you talking about? Take away democracy.
What policy for you is the one that really hits home with the Democratic Party?
Well, I'm a member of a gun violence safety and gun violence prevention group, so that's a really important one for me. 120.
No, sir. What policy? What policy, sir? Yeah. See, and this is funny because the disciples do what the leader does. Everybody, the leader's new name is the Artful Dodger. Okay, all right. She's the Artful Dodger, and listening to the disciples try to emulate the Artful Dodger by not answering a question and just dodging it. Yeah, I'm into gun safety. Like, I grew up with a middle-class family. What? No. I don't want to hear all that. Tell me the specific policy you're talking about.
Die every day by gun. More than half of that is violent suicide. It's the prevalence of, there are more guns in this country than there are people. It's like 400 million guns. So anybody can get their hands on a gun when they're going through crisis. The gun is right there available for them.
And I bet you there's more hammers in this country than there are people. There may be more cars than there are people. Why even say that? Like, what the fuck are you trying to say? Anyway, continue.
When you're committing suicide, you do it by gun. It's 90% effective. Other methods are less than 5% effective. Schools.
So let's address the reasons why people are committing suicide. How about that? Let's get to the mindset of a society instead of worrying about the tools that are used in a society. It's a tool, sir. If you got rid of guns, then the next thing will be knives. Then it'll be hammers. Then it'll be rocks. Where do we stop? Where do we stop? It's the nature and the dysfunction and the lack of morality in a society which breeds all of this dysfunction. It can all be traced back to lack of morals that are willingly chosen in a society. Okay, bullshit is incentivized. Negative violence is incentivized. Cheating is incentivized. Scamming, all of that is incentivized in a immoral society. That's why our media is corrupt. Everything is corrupt because it's incentivized to be. Let's continue.
Children, climate change
Is a lie.
He lies all the time. Kamala has plans and policies that she wants to put into effect. Trump has a concept. That those are his own words on the debate. I have concept of policies. He's just pure evil. And he wants to take away women's right to choose what they do with their bodies.
Boom. Look at what that's one of the first things. Again, he wants to take the women's right to choose what they do with their bodies. How about you fucking whores stop being so sexually fucking irresponsible?
Anyway.
How about that?
Yeah.
All of us, men, women, let's stop condoning the sexual irresponsibility and fucking immorality in a fucking society. You see, but you want to support the shit with murder and fucking mayhem, you fucking pieces of shit, and then wrap it up as some sort of sexual health and all this reproductive health.
Yeah. That's not what that is.
Ooh, that shit pisses me off.
And he wants to be a dictator. I love this country. I believe in democracy.
So then why put a woman in who wasn't voted? You believe in democracy, then why would you? This woman wasn't even voted in. What are we talking about here?
Good point.
That's
Which policy of the Democratic Party hits you the most? Which one really matters to you?
I think the pro-choice. Women should have a right
to be a whore.
Women are dying. One just died recently because she couldn't get the help she needed. She bled out from a miscarriage.
Where was this? Show me this. Are you making this up, ma'am? Or cite the case. Cite exactly where the case was, and I want to know the particulars. Because she couldn't get the help she needed. Because she couldn't say no to a dick. How about that? How about that? That's why she bled out.
And also, I want us to remain a democracy, and he wants to be a dictator.
Awesome.
Those are two of the most important.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Ma'am, the sun hasn't treated you well. I just must say that. You look very wrinkly. You look like you got those cigarette lines, like you just be sucking on cigarettes.
Wow.
Yeah. But thank you, ma'am.
I'm assuming you're Haitian, yes?
Yes, I am.
Awesome, awesome. How did you feel about the words of Donald Trump and what he said about Haitians?
I feel that it is divisive, that it is counterintuitive, counterproductive. Haitians in this country contributed a lot from the beginning until today. So if
that kind of confused me when I heard that. What did the Haitians contribute to America in the beginning of America? Am I missing something?
The only thing I could think of that she could be talking about is maybe the Haitian Revolution and how it inspired other slaves to revolt.
Okay, but
That's
was
the only thing that I could think of.
later in America's history. Okay,
Right.
let's continue.
He is aware of the history of the contributions of Haitians. He should look at Chicago. He should look at Louisiana. He should look at other parts of the country.
Why? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Just explain that. You see what I'm saying? People don't explain themselves well. Like, you gave an example. My question is why. I'm not saying that there aren't good examples in those cities. I'm just saying why. What is the example that I should be looking for in those cities? That's all, ma'am.
He should look at the words of W.B. Du Bois. All of these, Porter, like all of the different Haitians that have contributed to America's history, or contributed to America's greatness as it stands. He should look at those before speaking negatively.
Awesome. What policy of Kamala affects you the most that you would vote for her for?
Look at her
Right
face.
there. Stop.
Look at her
Stop.
face.
Stop. Okay.
She made a face like.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is where things go left.
You expect me to know a policy?
Right. For me, this is where things go left. Because I'm genuinely looking for viewpoints that I could counterweight, with a Trump idea and see how they match up. And this is what I was faced with on the Democratic side. Now, this woman was so sweet. Don't get me wrong. I love this woman. She was very, very nice, very, very polite, and she just had really good energy. But like I said, that's not what's going to help us. Like, being a good person is not what is going to help us. We need policies. And when we went into it, she had a lot to say immediately about, Donald Trump and his views for patients. She answered it very, very quickly. But when I asked her about the policies, which is the fix for all of this, right? That's the only thing that we have to fix this was policy. And when I asked her, her immediate response was to look in the air, almost like she didn't have one offhand. And for me, it was like, you should be ready for that the way you was ready for the part when I asked you about what he said about Haitians. You should be ready for the solution that we need, moving forward. If I was to take that one clip right there and cut it right there and put it on the internet, it would make Democrats look crazy. It would make them look absolutely idiotic. But I didn't want to do that to her. You know what I'm saying? Because she was a nice person. But ultimately, we have to talk about this because we see a lot of this throughout the Democratic Party and their followers.
Because again, it's the leadership that is doing this. They're just following the leadership. Right. The leadership has no answers when it comes to these things. So how could they have one? Right. They're not being provided with any answers. So how could they answer anything?
Right. I don't care whether it's a lie or not. Tell me something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I do care. I do care if it's a lie.
Give me something.
Me, myself, I do care if it's a lie. Okay. Hang on a second. Peace Christian 999 said, peace kings, Kamala is an empty suit. My coach will get my vote. No reparations for my precious FBA and ADOS and original Freedmen brothers and sisters. No vote. I hear you, Christian.
We could continue on with her. She recovers pretty nicely. But I wanted to put that out there to say that the majority of the people that I did interview, that's what I was met with. What that right there. And that's why I led off with the Haitian stuff and everything, because when I asked them what policies, they was staring in the sky and it was just burning my footage. So I had to kind of steer them down in a direction. We could keep going.
Right, hang on.
Porter, like all of the
let me see. Hang on, let's bring it back.
She started studying when it comes
so
to
if he is contributions of Haitians, he should look at other parts of the country. He should look at, Porter, like all of the different Haitians that have contributed to America's history, or contributed to America's greatness as it stands. He should look at those before speaking negatively.
Awesome. What policy of Kamala affects you the most that you would vote for her for?
Hang on. We
I didn't want to do that.
Whoa, that's the wait, no, right, oh, that's the one right there.
Right
that's
there,
the face.
Yo, you can freeze frame that and play the day after day seems like my the cloud. Like it just zoom in.
Yo,
that is the experience.
That is the face of the campaign right there.
That's the face right there. It's like
that's the face of I don't fucking know. She's
I don't
black.
know.
She's a woman. It'll be historical. Like I don't know. Like you know, she's better than Trump. I don't know. Like oh my God, I love it. Okay. Let's just back it up a little bit so she goes into the face. Let's go into the face and
speaking negatively.
Awesome. What policy of Kamala affects you the most that you would vote for her for?
Her policies.
Is there anything in particular that stands out that Kamala brings to the table that as a reason for us to vote?
I appreciated the student loan forgiveness. I also appreciate the ideas that she has coming forth as far as education. As an educator, I look forward to education budgets not being slashed, education being at the forefront of everything and anything that's being spoken about and that's being thought of. I appreciate her stance on immigration, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it and seeing how much support we can garner in that realm. I appreciated the fact that she worked with President Joe Biden to provide TPS for the various groups, and Haitians included, in the Biden program, Haitians included, because it wasn't only Haitians, it was a variety of groups. So anything that is within the interests of my people and the people in the community in general, that's where my, I guess my loyalties will lie.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Artful Dodgers. Artful fucking Dodgers. Damn, your queen is an artful Dodger and you're an artful Dodger. Okay, let's get to the final interview. Yes, and now this
even
kinda,
Haitians,
you know,
we even got some Haitians in the chat that's laughing right now.
So this last interview I thought was interesting. Let's check this guy out.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay, my brother, we are here.
Now I knew something was going on when I'm looking at his shirt, and I'm like,
automatic.
Okay, I'm seeing the candles. I'm seeing something that says "is real." So, you know, but he got the Q Dog colors on. So I'm just like, you know, I'm already just something. My antenna is up with this guy, and I'm just knowing I'm not seeing Trump. I'm not seeing the Haitian shit on, so I'm just trying to figure this guy out. So let's see what's going on.
At the rally for Donald Trump, you guys are protesting out here on behalf of the Democrats, I'm assuming, yes?
No.
Oh, okay. Who you advocating for?
None of the others. None.
Neither one. Okay.
Neither one.
Awesome.
The only reason that we're here because I'm so-called Haitian descent. Right? And Trump, you know, disrespecting our people by calling them and they say eating dogs and stuff like that. So we came here to show our people the reason why all this disrespect is happening to them. It's because that they are the children of Israel, that they are the real Jews, and that the condition that they're in has to do with the Bible because they disobey God's law. Then now you have Trump disrespecting our people, which is the children of Israel. That's why we're here. So we're here to wake our people up, to tell them who they are according to the Bible.
How did that make you feel seeing that on television being aired like that?
I mean, I already know because the Bible prophesied that was going to happen. So the only thing is I'm trying to awoke my people to tell them who they are, that they need to get out of this politics, stop voting, because politicians are not going to do anything for them. except by keeping God's law.
Oh, talk to him. See, this is a different twist. I hear a lot of people, they choose sides, and you telling people right now that politics ain't the way. So, right?
Right.
So your stance on that is that's a biblical stance.
It's a biblical stance. So the only thing that's going to help them is return back as an Israelite to the Bible and keep God's commandment. That's the only thing that's going to help them. Then God is going to fight for them. Okay, as long as they're going to politics and the religion of the white man, that's not going to help them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate your opinion.
All right?
Thank you.
All right.
All right. My man Jamal Milton. First of all, let's just clap it up for you. Going out there and doing your damn thing for the God Pod.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it. I wanted to be as non-biased as nonpartisan as I possibly could be, and allow people just to see for themselves the differences between the two. Depending on what your thing is, whatever is the main thing where your allegiance lies. At the end of the day, you have to remember that no matter who you vote for, at the end of the day, you're not going to be dealing with the president. You're not going to be dealing with the vice president. You're going to be dealing with the people, right? And these people have their ideologies and walks of life. And ultimately, whoever is in that seat, that part is going to be magnified in your life, whether you wanted to or not. Okay, so that's the point that we have to understand. That presidency is far, far away from us as far as how it actually affects us at the end of the day, even the voting process with the electoral college and everything that's in play with that, but ultimately, the ideologies that we are looking for, I like to deal with people who are intelligent. I want intelligent people around me. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much love you got. If you deaf, dumb, and blind, you're a liability in the years to come and where we are right now. And, from what I saw, my overall consensus, just from that experience, I can't speak for Democrat versus Republican for as long as it's been here or even the ideologies. But right now in the space, from what I experienced, I would have leaned towards more if I was voting towards the Trump side after what I experienced. From what I experienced with the people, from the emotional side, how their energy was, and also the intelligence side, the intellect side, as to the people knew what was going on. They knew how to articulate themselves better, in my opinion. This isn't the I don't know, down south Republican, right? You're up north now. It's a totally different type of Republican than being down south, right? And not to say that everybody down south is slow, but up here, Republican energy is very, very different as far as their thought processes and how they put pieces together.
Right.
We're very in tune over here in New York.
First of all, things change over time.
Yes.
Please understand that the Democratic Party was the ones that started the Ku Klux Klan and over all that type of shit.
That's right.
And over time, it changed into something that you believed was your party.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? And then and the Republican Party was cast as the bad guy.
That's
now
right.
maybe over time, the shit is switching back to what more of its original leanings. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm taking the temperature and the pulse of a lot of people in Black America, especially males. And I don't think it has anything to do with, first of all, you have women who emotionally believe that because we don't want Kamala, that somehow we hate women.
Right.
That somehow this is our hatred towards women and we just don't fuck with women.
Right.
No. We don't fuck with incompetent people.
Right.
We don't fuck with people who don't belong in certain jobs. That's why I don't want a man in a mother's role and a woman in a man's role. You see, neither one of them should be doing those things. It's not a hatred towards either one of them. It's just when you deal with certain natures and all of this type of shit, and that is just the type of emotional response that a woman would give, talking about, well, you just hate women. Like, huh? Hate women? No, It has nothing to do with hating women, but we know that women are inherently temperamental. They inherently take the long way around a certain situation instead of men. Women are circles, men are straight lines. That is the science, people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in military endeavors and in political affairs, it is best to be direct, to get straight to the point, remove your emotions and feelings out of something, and get to the shit. And also have the balls to, fucking hand a motherfucker a picture of his fucking crib with a drone and shit, and then just walk out the fucking room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's
That ain't
that
some
part. When
shit.
I heard that story, I was like, yo, that's a
That ain't some
story,
shit a woman's gonna even think about doing.
Yeah, she's not doing that.
And even if a man tells her to do that, yo, go in there and hand him this picture and just walk. She ain't gonna know how to. It ain't gonna have the same energy coming off of her. I'm telling you, like, it's not going to. Like,
and ultimately, also, as far as the education piece, people need to realize what America really stands on, like, and what keeps America strong. Everybody here probably went to school and knows the Pledge of Allegiance, right? There's a reason why they took it out of the school, and it's only because of one line. You know what that line is? That line is, "And to the republic for which it stands."
Right. It's not a democracy, people.
This is not a democracy.
Democracy shit.
It never was a democracy.
A constitutional republic. That's what the fuck it is. It never was a democracy. The fact that it fakely promotes democracy around the world is just words. It's just a wording. It has nothing to do with
this has always been a republic.
What this really is. It's a fucking republic. Stop being a parrot. Learn for yourself. Like, truly learn and stop just going along with the consensus and what you think is going to be cool or what you think will be a good look. See, most of y'all want this brought in because you think it's a good look. That's all. It's a good look.
Right. It's a good look.
And other than that, you have nothing other than Donald Trump is a bad guy. He's a racist. He's going to do this. He wants to be a dictator. He wants to stop me from being a whore. He wants to, all these fucking things you come up with. But really, that's against him. But really, there's not really anything to be for her other than she's fake black and she's a woman, and that would be historic. And she's in the AKAs, and so the AKAs would be so fucking happy, and just black college, HBCUs in general would be happy. She went to Howard and all this type of shit. So that's the type of shit that they're trying to rally behind. But all those things do not make someone qualified to be a president,
right?
And I'm just tired of the bullshit when it comes to this woman. She's so disingenuous. I've seen her do Spanish accents, black accents. She talks white when she needs to talk white. I'm sure this bitch will have a fucking Russian accent if she needs one. Like, she is so disingenuous. It is not fucking funny. Like, I'm telling you, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
I'm not feeling the accent thing.
She just did some shit. She just did some shit with Oprah. First of all, she against guns, but now Oprah said, "Yeah, you own a gun." She said, "Somebody break in my house, they getting shot."
Yeah.
And the way she tried to say it, and that was a suck up to the GOP. That was a way to be disingenuous to the people that are for guns, because that's how they feel. Yo, I keep my guns because if somebody come in my crib, shit, they getting shot. And so now she's now going to try to talk their language too. Like, how disrespectful. And see, the fact that she hits you with the Artful Dodger shit with some word salad, to me, is one of the ultimate forms of disrespect, because she doesn't believe that we are smart enough to see through this shit.
Right.
Because what she does is she hits all the emotional cues that need to be hit. Well, my mother, was a middle class, and all and he wants to do, he wants to take you, get you all riled up on some emotional shit. But as far as specifics, as what are you gonna do exactly? Why did you do this? What will be your approach to that? She's the artful dodger. And we can't allow, we got to hold these motherfuckers' feet to the fire. You're not even going to respect us by answering our questions? If you're not even going to give me an answer, why would I expect anything like reparations or anything like that?
Yeah, you have to look at, like, when it's time to talk black politics, when it's time to talk the needs and the wants of black people, the things that they address, and the umbrella that they have us under. Just pay attention, right? When it's time to start talking the advantages for everybody else, they start talking about money. They start talking about the economy and things of that nature. When they start talking about black people, they start talking about criminalization, what we're going to do with gun laws, things of that nature. It's always dealing with crime and how they see us versus what is actually going to help us. The money talk, we're not included in it, and I don't think people understand that. When they start talking, it's like they bring you in for the drama, but they leave you out for the bread. That's what they're doing to us. That's what the Democratic Party does. They start talking about abortion. They start talking about criminalization, gun laws, police brutality. Those are the things that they associate with us and only us. Because they ain't talking about white folks when they're talking about police brutality. Just understand that. When they're talking abortion, they're not talking about white people. They're talking about us. But when it's time to start talking about money, when we start talking reparations, we'll see about that. We're in the works of actually talking about it. Like, they literally just passed.
But you can give money to Ukraine, but you can give money to trannies in jail so that they can have sex changes.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Money to fucking illegal immigrants to get houses and all kind of crazy shit like that.
Yes.
And they're getting driver's licenses and all kinds of fucking funding. Even just the fact that they're staying at these hotels, that shit costs money.
Come on.
But yet you can't find none for us. But you're trying to bring these people in to usurp our power. And if you motherfuckers don't see that, you stupid as fuck. Hang on. Rashid Rassini, thank you. He said, peace, Jamar. He's talking to you. He said, I need you to connect Lord Jamar with Joey Badass if you haven't already. They'd have great conversation, as they have a lot in common. Thank you, Rashid.
I definitely made that connection.
Okay, well, we need to really connect. And
we just got to close it out.
Get them on him. Mo, get it. I see you. I see you, Queen. Yeah. But yeah, they never could find nothing for us specifically yet. Or the woman won't even, like, y'all are the only ones saying that she's black, really. Because she refuses to say it.
She won't even comment.
But in a heartbeat, she pledges her allegiance to Israel. Mrs. Emhoff, which is her real name. See, that's another disingenuous thing about it. She's not leading with her real name.
Right.
What would be funny if after she won, she'd be like, I want y'all to call me President Emhoff.
Then what? That's a fact. Just think about it. The fact that she's not leaving, she's not putting that in the fork.
You're using the Harris because that sounds
black.
Okay.
It sounds black.
And it sounds Black American. Okay. Facts. So again, it's just on every level, it's this crafting. And see, what I really don't like is I saw this coming from the minute they chose her. I said, oh, they're trying to choose a female Obama looking broad. This broad looked like the female version of Obama. She got the same phonetic Kamala, Obama, like the same syllables in the name, like ends with the You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm telling you, like
The female Obama.
she
Yeah.
got the same kind of phenotype as Obama.
Yeah.
And I said, they're going to put her in. And I knew they were going to put her in.
Right.
Again, I thought
she
it
was
was
selected, not elected.
I thought it was going to be through death. I thought homie was going to die. I did not see this whole dementia thing. And then we're going to take him out at the last minute and put her in. I thought he was going to die and that she'd automatically be president because of the death. You see?
Right.
That's what I thought was the plan. And that's probably what they was hoping for.
Yeah.
They was hoping for, at the most, that would happen. At the least, they were going to do what they did here. Pull her out right at the last minute because nobody was going to vote for her like that. Nobody was voting for her. The last time when she ran for president, she had 1%. 1% of the vote.
Yeah.
Nobody was fucking with her.
I look at blackness culturally, like at the end of the day, and you know, when you get married to a J person, that culture you're gonna have to adopt. There's no way you're going into that space and you mean to tell me when they wake up in the morning they putting on goddamn Isaac Hayes and Marvin Gaye? No, they are not in that household. That household is a J household. Just know that. And
you listening to the Fiddler on the Roof every day.
What? That's where the allegiance lies.
That's your soundtrack to your life. Okay, Fiddler on the Roof.
Facts. And a lot of the stuff that you're seeing that's going on today is because of that. If she dies, everything goes there. It goes over to that side. It doesn't. She ain't got no kids with him. It don't go to our community. Just understand that. See what I'm saying? The two, when you get married, the two shall become one.
You said they putting on Punjabi hymns.
When you get married, as they say, the two shall become one. So that means she is one with that. She's one with that culture. You understand? So when you look at blackness, and for all the people that say she black, no, she's not. She is connected to a totally different culture that is not like ours. And I just leave it at that. You know, I know what blackness look like. I know what it feel like. I know what it smell like. I know what it sound like. And that ain't it.
Well, listen. With somebody, wait, hang on. Who's this? Kareem Taylor. Peace, Kareem. Oh, Karan. Thank you, Karan. I appreciate you. What I believe Kamala is really qualified for, you know what she's qualified to do? Clean up those 1,000 bottles of diddley oil. We got a spill in aisle 7. And I'm going to need you to clean up this diddley oil ASAP. It's all over the fucking place.
Oh, God.
Let's talk about it, man.
Yeah, that's nice. Let's segue.
Let's talk about it. I mean, are you good? Do you have to go? I know you got a show tonight, right?
Yeah, I do got a show in Brooklyn, 9 p.m. If y'all want to come on out, y'all can go to my Instagram and get the info for that. I got plenty of time. You know what I mean?
You got
I can
time.
show up fast, will be late.
Okay, yeah, that's
all right.
That's what's up. So on my birthday, my born day, September 17th, your man Sean Puff Daddy P Diddy the Diddler Combs was taken into federal custody at a hotel in Manhattan. Now, apparently, he was in New York, apparently preparing to willingly give himself up. So now this is kind of weird because he was supposed to surrender himself on Tuesday. Yeah, I guess that day, but they got him the night before, actually. So it wasn't. Yeah, it was, almost my born day. But he went to court and shit on my born day. But I think he was supposed to turn himself in, but they said, no, we're going to grab you at your hotel. They caught him as he was coming in with a little entourage. It looked like his son was there, the one that looked just like him, King Combs, as well as some other people. They brought him up to his room, and apparently they found like ecstasy and shit like that up there.
They did find drugs, yeah.
Yeah. And now, is that where the diddley oil was found? Like, where was the 1,000 bottles of diddley oil found? Do we have any word on that?
I would think that it was
and in his home.
Yeah, it was in his home.
Yes. Because you're not traveling with 1,000 bottles of diddley oil, right?
Right.
That's a lot of fucking oil.
It was in the crib.
You'd need like a refrigerator full Louis Vuitton refrigerator case.
I'm actually going to bring up the detention letter, and because it lists literally all the drugs that he had.
So let's see.
I'm gonna go over that really quick. So in the letter it says multiple offenses involving the possession with intent to distribute, that's big, or distribution of narcotics and controlled substances, including cocaine, oxycodone, alprazolam, alprazolam, yeah,
that's how you say it.
3,4-methylenedioxymethamphetamine. Looks like he had crystal meth. 4-brono-2, whatever that is. 5-dimethylxiphenethylamine. Gamma hydroxybutyric acid, and ketamine. So he's got date rape drugs, all this kind of stuff that they're finding in there. And it says conspiracy to commit the same, distribution and possession.
Now, do you think he was about to have one more freak off before?
He was still trying to do it. I mean, yo, Cat was right. So you got to tell him no.
He was about to have one last freak off before he got sent off.
Diddy is Walter
and they
White.
caught him. They said, no.
This nigga is
That probably really pissed him off too. No, seriously. Like for someone like him, they probably got wind that he was gonna have a final freak off, and they said, "Fuck that! Let's go get him now. Go get him. Let's make this nigga have blue balls, while he's in the motherfucking up in the jank, huh? What if he already took his motherfucking shit? Oh, what you got there for? What you sharing?
This is so people can see it for themselves.
Yeah,
you know."
Oh wow, yeah.
The actual detention letter.
So
y'all can see what he had. You know, we don't have to be alleged here. We can actually read the document.
Hold on. Hang on. Hold on, boy. Let me see. Alprazolam. See, I'm good at pronouncing shit. Like this. Methyl N-deoxy methamphetamine. Yeah. Methyl N-deoxy methamphetamine. Methyl N-deoxy methamphetamine. Say that fucking 10 times fast.
Yeah.
Methyl N-deoxy methamphetamine.
What is 4-brono?
4-brono. I don't know. Look that up, y'all.
I need to look that up.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm gonna look it up now.
4-brono-2. Dimethoxyphenethylamine, dimethoxyphenethylamine. Oh, that nigga had the dimethoxyphenethylamine too? Yo, nigga got the dimethoxyphenethylamine. He was trying to kill niggas out here.
I'm reading this, but I can't really tell.
Yo, he
what
had
it's
that
really
gamma.
used for. It's not. It's like formaldehyde. They're saying. Oh wait, it says
That's-
people exposed to such formaldehyde releasing ingredients may develop. So it releases formaldehyde, bro.
So that's like dust. That's like a form of dust.
That's putting you to sleep.
Have you dusted type of shit.
Facts.
Ooh.
Yo, man.
And then he had the gamma butric acid, not the fucking, you know what I mean?
Not the beta.
Not
He
the
got the
beta.
gamma.
Nah,
He got the gamma.
Nah, that nigga had the gamma. Like he spent the extra bread. He spent the extra bread for the gamma, yo. He said, no. I want the hardest shit you got. Give me that gamma butrix.
The gamma is for euphoria, drowsiness, decreased anxiety, and memory impairment.
What?
Yep. And it can produce both visual hallucinations and paradoxically. Hold on, let me go in. This is you look. That's the GHB. That's the date rape drug.
Oh, now I get it.
That's the date rape drug.
Right? Gamma hydrobutric.
Facts. That's the GHB.
GHB acid. You sick fuck.
He was out here creating little zombies.
And some ketamine. That's the K, like the special K, right?
Special K.
But see, and then he's talking about like he's selling this shit, like distribution and like is distribution meaning he's giving it out, or this nigga was actually peddling it?
I'm sure he created some junkies out of this and he was moving it around. Like, why not?
Like,
not that he needs the money, but I'm sure he, you know what I mean? Did he?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes niggas just want to be involved in shit that they feel like is live nigga shit.
Yeah.
Just because they never did it when they was young. So now when they grow up, they want to fucking do shit they never did. Niggas never had no guns when they was young. Now all of a sudden they got $1 million.
Now they want to do a whole lot of
shit.
shit.
Never sold no fucking drugs when he was young. Now all of a sudden you want to fucking buy keys and start selling drugs as a grown fucking man because now you got the money to fucking do it. Like,
yeah, I mean, a Diddy party, he gonna need a bird. Like, Diddy not coming in there with, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, with a half ounce. Diddy coming in with a bird.
For fun.
Facts.
A bird for fun. You know what I mean?
Need a bird.
Right. And he got his own bird to the head.
Facts.
And that's some shit that to show off with. See, part of the reason why, Diddy had such cachet, I believe, is he was able to move between these two worlds so crazily.
Yeah.
Like, he could be in fucking the highest of Hollywood, society and be like, you know where I just came from? The projects. Like, really did? Yeah, I was with a real drug dealer.
Right.
Yes. You ever heard of a guy named Alpo? Like, or have you ever heard of whatever fucking drug dealer he wants to name? And they just hanging on his every word, right? But then conversely, he can now go to the projects and be like, y'all know who I was just hanging out with? Motherfucking Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Musk,
like, yeah, I was with Elon Musk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah. Fact.
And so everybody is like, oh shit, word.
Yeah.
Like on both sides.
Yeah.
And then he's just in the middle just laughing. Because he got everybody in the fucking blender.
So moving on, that was one count. Then we got another count.
Talk to me.
He has 3-count indictment. The first charges that we skipped over was racketeering, conspiracy. Okay. And the count 1 alleges that he relied on employees' resources and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Wow. They're saying he had his own little gang, basically. He had the bad boy, the oil boys. The oil boys was a gang, basically. And that, Cause arson is when he blew up fucking Kid Cudi's car.
Facts.
over your girl. You know, kidnapping.
Boy.
The baby oil boys.
The Johnsons.
Yeah. Fucking forced labor. So he's like, yo, fuck that. You'll make those beats and I'm not paying you shit. Whoa. We lost the brother. He'll be back. Yeah, man. Diddling is not cool, man. Being a diddler is not cool, man.
Oh no.
It is not a good thing.
Oil boys, I am dead. It's crazy. Yeah, that's that. Let me see. What's the other counts we got here? Okay, the third count is transportation to engage in prostitution.
So he was a hoe transport.
So yeah, somewhere in this document they talk about how they were forcing him to sell his plane, his private jet, because it looks like he was using the private jet to engage in prostitution acts, allegedly, according to this document. Transporting people in and out of state lines for prostitution. So they were saying that he was moving sex workers. He had paid sex workers that he would fly in and out, give them tons of cash to come to his freak offs and do what he was going to do.
And baby oil, tons of baby oil.
With tons of baby oil as well. So
now, first of all, it's not just, when I say diddly oil, let's not get it confused. It wasn't just baby oil. No, they said lubricants. So you best believe he had some Astroglide.
Right.
I bet you that's what it mostly was, Astroglide. Matter of fact, yeah, that's what I'm going with. It was Astroglide mostly, with a couple of bottles. He had about 20 bottles of baby oil, and the rest was Astroglide. Yes?
And you know, and family, just to clarify, you know, I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson earlier today, and he had said something along the lines of,
what's wrong with baby oil?
What's wrong with baby oil? Stuff like that, right? Y'all need to understand that is the least of what this man was doing. That's the fun part. That's the stuff we can make fun of. You know, this stuff here is the part where he'll most likely be convicted on, and also the gun charges. They found 2 AR-15s. 2 out of 3 AR-15s they found
scratched off serials.
Scratched off serial numbers. So, you know, those are the things that we should be talking about, not really the baby oil and stuff like that. Like I said, that's the fun stuff. That's not what's going to get him behind bars. It's the guns, it's the prostitutions, it's the drugging of women and then being unannounced and then being dealt with as victims and stuff like that. Those are the things that are going to land him in jail, because you cannot give consent when you're inebriated.
Right.
See, it's not consensual when you're inebriated.
Now, see, the 1,000 bottles of diddly oil, that's only going to serve to make me laugh. You see, that's right. All that's for. Like and that's the only reason why I'm harping on it, because it's funny as fuck to me that you would obsess over oils like that, over lubricants like that, and that you are so depraved and such a sexual deviant that you would need that much oil for your fucking debauchery. Oh, it just speaks volumes to me. But yes, no, that's of course is not illegal. But what's illegal is all this other shit, forcing people into working for free and you know what I mean?
Now here's another thing. Go ahead. I want to
sexual work and all that. Yeah, that's the shit that'll get you. What's it say? The government argues that Mr. Combs himself has contacted witnesses. And this is part of why they don't want to let him out even on a $50 million bond.
Right.
Including one who received a grand jury subpoena and at least one victim. Again, this is not obstruction of justice, and the government does not point to any obstructive conduct. Mr. Combs is entitled to gather witnesses to defend himself against the government's allegations of sex trafficking and racketeering. As a part of that defense, he, with his counsel's blessing, has called potential defense witnesses to let them know that counsel will reach out to speak with them. Tellingly, the government does not point to, nor can they, any conversation Mr. Combs has had with a potential witness since he had knowledge of the criminal investigation where he pressured any witness to change their story. But instead, the government points to Mr. Combs' contact with a female member of a band called Dirty Money. After the filing of a lawsuit, Mr. Combs, by another female member of the band, as counsel stated yesterday, bail hearing, that this is the furthest thing from witness obstruction I can think of. Now, I heard that he made like 65 phone calls to this girl or some shit. Did you see some shit like that?
Yeah, so he ended up calling after Dawn had came out. He called one of the members of Dirty Money, and he basically was just like blowing up her phone on some like stalker type stuff. And one day he called her, they said exceeding over like 60 times, like he had called her on the phone. Now, some people will look at that as intimidation of a witness or even tampering with the investigation, things of that nature. It can easily lead down that way, down that road, when you have a track record for doing that. Cassie also showed text messages from him as the police were surrounding him. And that's one that has gone public, where he's saying, "You just gonna leave me like this? You know, I got 6 kids," and and he goes in, stating that you abandoned me type stuff. You know, when you have these type of investigations going on, you're not allowed to reach out to witnesses and stuff like that. You just can't. Those are things. That's what they could put into obstruction of justice, especially when he was already informed that he was being investigated. So, because they wouldn't know, only he would know, and he lets them know that, as it stated earlier, that some investigators might be contacting them. So he was trying to sway their stories and things of that nature, or get them to change their story so that he could get away. So now, what people also have to keep in mind is this is not a situation where they're guessing. When you're dealing with the feds, when they come to get you, they already pretty much, especially this particular district, have an open and shut case. They pretty much know how they're going to approach.
Did you see the video of when they apprehended him?
Yes.
Now, when Homeboy walked up on him, Homeboy had the clipboard in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that clipboard right there was the clipboard of, nigga, we got you.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, it is right here. Like, and we can also go up to your room right now and take all your diddly oil and anything that's up there, and you just gonna have to deal with that shit. Justin Miles. He said maybe Harris and Diddy will inspire Chameleon Diddler remix of your brand new classic Gangbang. Peace. That's a good one. Thank you, Justin Miles. I appreciate you.
Yeah, y'all gotta always remember, like, he had everything that they needed to convict him pretty much of particular crimes on video that he filmed himself in his crib. So it's not like he can say it wasn't me. It's not like he can say, they created this with an AI or whatever, boom, boom, boom. From the evidence that they gathered at the crib with the videotapes and everything, that led them to other things. You know what I'm saying? That they were able to charge him with. So, don't be naive into thinking that this is a situation where just a cop saw somebody smoking on the corner on the weed with a weed charge and he just trying to guess and trying to, convict him on that. Like, nah. We're talking since 2008. They've been monitoring this man. Since 2008, they've been investigating this man, and they used his own video footage and evidence to corroborate and prove what it is that they are trying to say.
But now we see how he's been able to slip out of their fingers for so long, You see, they was always close to him, and then when they try to grab him, he would just slip out of their fucking fingers every time. And now what is he gonna do? See, here's the thing. How is a dude like that gonna do what he do in jail with no diddly oil?
I don't know.
That's gonna be like inhumane for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like no diddly oil.
He's on suicide watch. You know, could you imagine a radical lifestyle change for a person like him? That's gonna. I don't know how you're gonna do it, man. I pray for him, but ultimately, you know,
I don't really want to know, Mark. I'm just being funny. I'm just asking stupid questions. I don't really care what he's gonna do with or without his diddly oil. Okay. Again, it's just funny to me that he has 1,000 bottles. Like I don't have 1,000 bottles of anything. Do you? Like, I don't have 1,000 bottles of anything. Now, over time, I may have accrued 1,000 bottles of things, but I didn't keep them. I didn't keep the old bottle.
Yeah.
This man has 1,000 bottles, filled bottles, like ready to go bottles, like bottles on the ready.
Yeah.
Of like probably they got expiration dates and he's rotated them and put the older ones up to the front and put the newer ones like what are you doing, you sick slippery bastard? Mo Get It says, Lord Jamar and Jamal, if you guys missed Lord J's breakdown of Diddy's first case with Cassie, check it out. This episode solidifies how diabolical Diddler is. It is true. Like the Diddler is super diabolical. But now here's the thing. I think a lot of people are shitting the proverbial brick right now because Diddy don't seem like a solid dude. And he seems like he might be getting ready to tell. He might be getting ready to tell, at the very least, people's sexual secrets, at the most, people's criminal involvement in certain shit that he was doing. On another note, which some people kind of mentioned because it happened shortly after the Diddler got locked up, fucking Kevin Lyles steps down from 300 like shortly after that. Which raised some eyebrows of certain people just due to the timing of it. Yeah, I don't know if he's somebody that needs to worry. But I know a lot of those guys travel in the same circles. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of those CEO dudes had these CEO lifestyles that only they kind of knew about. You dig? So I say that to say, I don't know if he was scared, but I know there's people out there that's scared. You know what I mean? There's people out there that's fucking scared. And they hope they don't show up in some of the video. Didn't you say they might have video with Mary on there?
Yes. So apparently, there's been some talk that the videos have surfaced and have been sent to the FBI, and allegedly Mary J. Blige is on there stating, well, her and Diddy are taking advantage of a victim. And while this is happening, Mary J. Blige said, in
Now, do we
quotes,
know if it's a male or female victim that they're taking advantage
they
of?
did not say,
Mm.
but they said that Mary J. Blige was quoted as saying, "This is my rites of passage."
In the video.
In the video. Yeah. So it almost sounds like Puffy had made an agreement with her on something that she needed to do in order for her to move forward in her career in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
The same way an agreement was made with him.
Mm-hmm.
The same way agreements are made with a lot of these motherfuckers that it's like, all right, you want me to push the button on you? Well, you do something for me, I'm going to do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kylie, I know. Hang on. Disgusting.
Also, he put his mom's house up. I guess we could show this too.
Well, first of all, you know there was a $100,000 default judgment on the Diddler by the homie that was locked up, who claims that the Diddler diddled him against his will, you know, drugged him and all this type of shit, and hit him with the D-I-double-D.
This is crazy.
Yes, I heard that too, Lethal. I heard that too.
Okay, so this was the bail package that they tried to present. That was also denied. They proposed a $50 million bond, and then they co-signed. It was co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and the mother of his youngest daughter, and his 3 adult sons. And it was secured by the equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at 2 West Star Island in Miami. The appraisal was valued at $48 million, and it's unencumbered. In anticipation of this bail hearing, which was on August 20th, 2024, Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and be free of a mortgage. So he knew that this day was coming, so he paid off his home so that he could use it for bond.
Right, and that's what the dude in jail said, that he came to him because something about a suit that he had was blocking the sale of a property that he was trying to sell a property, and like something about homie's suit was fucking it up, so he was coming there to try to like talk to the dude and offer him like $2 million or some shit like that, and this dude was like, nah, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then he fucking, I guess the nigga Puff didn't come to court, and the judge found that it was granted $100 million default judgment for this nigga not showing up to court.
Now, the interesting thing is, one of the things that they presented was to restrict female visitors from coming and visiting Mr. Combs.
Right. Which to me sounds very prejudicial against men, because what about all his male victims?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
that was
y'all
odd.
acting like it's just women and that somehow he's not doing this to fucking men.
Yeah.
Like those drugs work just as good on the men as they do on the women.
Yeah.
And you know,
I thought that was odd that they specifically mentioned female visitations, but not males. I thought that was odd considering he's allegedly a bisexual. So
this nigga, nobody's safe. Hide your kids, hide your wife,
safe.
hide your husband, hide your mom, hide your dad. You know what I mean? Hide your grandmother, hide your grandfather. Okay?
Yeah.
Nobody's safe when the Diddler is on the prowl. The Diddler, rated R. No one under 17 admitted without parent.
Yeah, like looking at this and family,
In a world.
all this information, like now that y'all hearing some of this stuff on the Godcast, on the God Pod, when y'all listen to other people talk about this case and knowing this information, you can see who's really like doing the legwork to study what's really going on and who's just dealing with gossip. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to do your due diligence, and that's what I pride myself in, and Lord Jamar as well, is we do our due diligence at the end of the day so that we don't speak on things that are not right and exact. You know what I'm saying? That are not truthful. You got to be careful, especially when we're dealing with our people. We want to get the full scope of what's going on as opposed to just our opinions. You know what I mean? This is you're seeing literal demonstrations and experiments, so that we can figure out what's going on, and then you're seeing literal documentation as to what's going on with Puff. None of this is speculation, and none of this is alleged. This is written down in the document, and you can get this attention letter just by Googling it if you want to pull it up and get the info yourself.
Now, let me just say that, yeah, the shit is funny to me or whatever about the oil and all this, but it's not like I'm here necessarily. People are, we're celebrating the downfall of a black man and why we don't have the same energy for white people and white CEOs and this and that.
Right.
I don't think we're celebrating the downfall of a black man per se. I think sometimes it's like you celebrate the downfall of a bad man, of an immoral man, of somebody that is not even beneficial to my community.
Yeah.
Like, think about the harm he's done to hip hop as far as the image of hip hop and the way he incentivized bullshit. He helped to incentivize steering hip hop down a road where, Meg the Stallions and all these type of motherfuckers is now dominating. Like, Puffy helped make that type of shit happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, where we're at now, he consciously did that.
Facts.
And now he's done all these other things on a personal level. He's just not a good person. He's just not a good moral person. And not that, we all have our faults, but some of our, some people's faults are worse than others. Like, you know what I mean? And I know that I don't have no faults as even close to this motherfucker, like the type of shit this motherfucker has done in his fucking life. So I could sit here and talk shit. Again, I didn't go to the fucking I didn't go to the bathhouse. This was a nigga that was at the bathhouse. You know what I mean? So,
and even if we're dealing with the music aspect, right? And I gave it long thought. Like I told y'all, my first concert was the Tupac situation when he was killed. That was the day I was going to my first concert as a kid. And when I came in to the game, when I saw what was going on, it was mainly Puff Daddy coming in. It was a lot of bad boy stuff going on, but the game was shifting at that point from people creating music that was like for the people to this party, flashy, and numbers orientated situation. Like, y'all don't realize that prior to Puff Daddy and Bad Boy, going platinum was not a thing. Like, selling 1 million records was not something that everybody was just trying to do and gloating about.
When niggas started going diamond, forget it.
It wasn't even a talking point. It was like everybody created. If you went platinum, okay, but it wasn't something that wasn't.
If you went gold,
if you went gold,
it was like, oh shit, we went gold, okay, right. But you didn't put so much stock into it. You'd be like, all right, and you get right back out there and keep doing your thing. At some point, they made this, a thing to aspire for. Well, Jay-Z helped do it too.
Yeah,
but Here's my thing also, when we talk about why are we not talking about the Jimmy Iovine's and all that, well, quite frankly, I feel like the Jimmy Iovine's and all those people don't affect our community directly. I don't know Jimmy Iovine like that. He doesn't come in our midst. He don't fuck with people necessarily that I fuck with. But Puffy does. You see what I'm saying? And the type of shit that Puffy was doing, he was doing that to people that you and I might know. Whereas a Jimmy Iovine, whoever the fuck he's doing it to, I don't fucking run in those circles. Yeah, he's a bad man and he should get punished for his badness, but his badness is not affecting my community in that kind of way, where as a lot of these black stars, because Puffy's influence affects my community. You see what I'm saying? The fact that this immoral piece of shit had such a strong influence on my people and was able to sway them in different directions. And now you're really finding out what type of dude he is. But the fact that he had that power, I think now that power is being taken away, it is something that should be celebrated and clapped up and not fucking felt bad about it. And it's not like, we're celebrating for, it's corny to talk about a black man's downfall. Nah, it's corny to be fucking immoral and it's corny to fucking do all this bullshit and think you can get away with it just because you got money.
And
that's what's fucking
population to believe that you can get away with that. Like, that's not cool. It never was cool.
Right.
Regardless of how many people follow suit, it was not cool.
Motherfuckers, you. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to address that part of it too, because you got people like, I don't like the fact that you don't have the same energy for the white man. Like, nah, I do got this energy for anybody that's doing wrong. You know what I mean? Fact. But it's like when you're dealing with us, it's gonna affect us more directly because there's the black world and the white world. You know what I mean? And in the black world, the shit that Puffy does can affect me. You know what I mean? In my everyday life. You know what I mean?
I look at it like, other races, white people, whatever it may be, they're gonna do what they do. Like I expect them to be who they are, right? Like the ones that are not soulless beings and the ones that are supposed to be the gods of the earth, we're supposed to be held to a higher standard. I don't think people understand that. Like when you do something wrong to us as one of us, your punishment is supposed to be greater. It's like a police officer doing something wrong should be punished bigger than a regular civilian if they commit crimes. Why? Because they work for the force. They supposed to know better. We the first beings on this planet, right? And there's certain things that we just do not do. Like crimes against black women is very big in our community. You see what I'm saying? So when we see that happening, you're going to be judged accordingly and even more intense than the average person or even somebody who's white, because they're not in our community. They don't make the decisions in our community. We make the decisions in the community as to how we move culturally. You see, we determine the moral and ethical code of the whole universe. They follow us. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, everything that they learn, we got to take responsibility for, because they actually learned it from us, to be honest. See what I'm saying? They just got here. So we have to hold ourselves to a higher standard, regardless of what they're being held to. We have to hold ourselves in our community to a higher standard on how we move for ourselves, because it ain't even about them. It's about us.
Yep. Hang on. Let's see. Who's this we got in the house? I put the link up. I think now if y'all want to come up and talk, ZHHB, are you still there? If y'all want to ask a question, comment on anything we've talked about, the link is in the description. And now would be your time. ZHHB. I'm gonna kick you because I don't see you there. Cause yeah, I think we're getting ready to get out of here soon. So the link has been pinned in the chat. If you would like to come on and ask a question of me and my brother Jamar Milton, maybe it's about the Diddley Oil. Maybe it's about Jamar going to the Trump rally in Long Island. Whatever the case may be, hit us up right now. Click that link. Get yourself camera ready. Ladies, put that bonnet on if you need it. And, let's get it popping.
Listen, fam, I know y'all upset about Puff, but get ready because it's going to be a lot more people that's going to be revealed. It's at least 100 people on that list that y'all about to hear about. So some of y'all favorite rappers, some of y'all favorite politicians, leaders, pastors, sleep if you want. Okay, that list is thorough, and there's a lot of people. Like, just wait for it. Wait for it. I wouldn't jump out the window yet and just think we coming at Puff because it's about to be a lot of people on this train. And everybody trying to scrub their internet right now. They're trying to scrub their pictures and their videos and all the different content that they took with Puff Daddy. Best believe. Okay?
Somebody said they got Sean Johnson and Johnson, and we got Jamar and Jamal. Oh, shit.
That is undefeated, bro.
Diddy was the biggest demon-crat.
Somebody said, as long as Jadakiss ain't Nas ain't on it. We
Oh,
don't know. We don't know.
There go the homie. We got Detroit in the house. We got my motherfucking man Wano in the house. Wano,
what up, though? You see the migrants in the behind me? You see the migrants behind me?
Show me them niggas. Where they at?
We paid for that house, but look, I don't know what they gonna do. I'm getting ingratiated with them just in case I gotta be. So I'm working on my Spanish.
You got to learn the Spanish out there. Ain't this a bitch?
Man, I was wondering, was you fucking with Trump? I went to see him when he was here. I went to see Kamala too, but that was disappointing.
I bet it was. She's the artful dodger, man. She don't answer no fucking questions.
You know what bothers me about that is I've been in relationships with women that was doing things or maybe misleading before, and trying to have a conversation with them, it goes just like listening to Kamala. And that's what bothered me. It's like I've been in a relationship with a lying ass woman, and everything was about something that somebody else did, not about what we are talking about concerning or pertaining to her. And that scares me. And you know what else scares me? In my family, the women are overly educated, like it's a lot of degrees, you know what I'm saying? And the women in my family never got a free ride or an excuse for anything that they applied for, like an easy way around. So I don't understand how they are okay with watching her get an easy way around into being president, pretty much. And I tell you something else, since I signed up to go see both, Trump never asked me for money. Kamala is asking me for money every day, bro.
Wow.
Couple times a day. I got the messages in my phone, man.
Wow. Think about that too. Yeah, this man running with his own bread and all this type of shit. Like,
and at that rally, I don't know how it was for you, but I made a lot of friends at that Trump rally with people I wouldn't have even expected to know. And they was all kind of helpful with shit I did not know that didn't have nothing to do with voting for Trump. Just straight services via city, state, government, or even information on how things work, financing, lending. I learned a lot in that time I was there. And if them racist people, then so what?
Mo Get It said, I got them texts and emails too.
See, it's all real, man, because they got to pay for shit like this going on behind me. You know what I'm saying? Which I can't hate them. If I could come over to a free country, get a house in the hood, renovate it, you know what I'm saying? Why not? They already running a car shop behind me. I don't know if you can see it in my head in a way. I ain't gonna fuck with you too bad. You know what I'm saying? But man, what are you talking about? And it's not just them. You got a lot of Asians. You got a lot of Russians that showed up here. I know they put the Haitians in front trying to steer the story, but you got a lot of all type of people here doing all type of shit. The only thing is they kind of fit in Detroit because we had so much vacancy. So we don't have the problems that y'all having in New York or Chicago's all fucked up. It's not that bad here, but they're here in full force. And then the honeys, ladies, y'all want to vote for Kamala? Look, they didn't just bring gangbangers over here. It's about a couple million Venezuelan prostitutes with bad bodies, and they want less than 40. They do not care.
Wow.
So, ladies, y'all voting to be replaced.
You said it. They want less
They
than
want
40.
less than 40.
Y'all voting to be replaced. That's all I'm saying. I had a hella fat weekend for less than $80, man. I even got my feet rubbed. Black women, y'all better watch out. I love y'all.
A home cooked meal, all of that.
What? They clean my house.
Oh,
they clean my house.
That's the listen.
Real
y'all
talk.
Don't hear them, though.
And you know something? Before y'all go, I just want to share something with everybody. They bring all these migrants in to try to shift the vote, but as soon as these people get established, they go conservative immediately. And the fact that we are fighting over abortion, like I don't understand. I have 4 kids. A woman never offered to abort one of my kids. So I don't understand why abortion is so important and why us killing our babies has not helped us in no kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. There's not one woman who had an abortion who ended up having a better family life with the kids she kept.
And
being able to
not to cut you off, but I hate when they keep using these anecdotal stories. What about women that are raped or incest? Okay, that's an extreme situation, and we'll talk about. And then, yes, I feel like it probably would be something to consider and all that type of shit. But any other time, if you just a bitch that can't keep your fucking drawers on, like you shouldn't just have the right to kill your child.
And then let's keep it real. If people were more respectful in that area, then it would be easier for the men of the village to protect you. But if the men of the village don't know if you put yourself in that situation or you was wrong, or if you playing possum, how can we protect you? And that's why men quit jumping in them type of situations, because you got 2 black men gone for 1 lying female who's going to do the same thing to 2 more black men. So if we were more responsible in that way, then people would be better protected. And me being a dude with 2 daughters, I'm not going to absolve my daughters of responsibility just so they don't have to deal with the consequences. I don't think that's realistic.
Right. And then,
you know what I'm saying?
Tasco, the CEO, said, but the gag is she's never experienced actual motherhood.
Right. Which I really got a problem with that. How you gonna tell me about the future you're not invested in?
Right. She's probably had mad abortions.
Who Chameleon?
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's why she support that shit. She knows how many times she had to do that shit in her
Willie Brown
career in order for her to be where she's at now. She's like, I couldn't have no kid at that time. That would have fucked up my. So I went and did that thing. That's why they support all that shit. Because they was the same boys that used the shit.
I don't get it. And then I don't see how abortion is a bigger issue than war, inflation, migrants, or any of this other stuff. You know, I really don't get it. Just that, but that could be just me. It's just sad. I don't know what we're gonna do for ourselves, but I ain't gonna hold you, brothers. This migrant shit is real. They everywhere. Cities going bankrupt. Mine not, but some of y'all is. And remember, Lord Jamar, New York don't own all its bridges and roadways. So if y'all go bankrupt fucking with these migrants, that's gonna be major. Chicago don't own all its bridges, roadways, or parking meters either. Now we went through bankruptcy, but we owned all our parks and shit, so we was able to coast through it. What does a city like yours do if they go bankrupt and they don't own all their shit? That's something to think about.
We'll go get you some American ice cream back there, man.
I'm still at work. You got to work 2 jobs. Y'all be smooth,
American
fellas.
Ice cream, man. But y'all appreciate.
Peace out, God.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I fucks with y'all. Good conversation. I'm gonna go back to listen to y'all players.
No doubt. Peace. I see we got the homie Matt in the building. Let's bring Matt to the stage. Matt, what's good, my brother?
Peace, hey, long time listening. I love what you're doing. I just had a question about the Diddy thing. So how did Cassie being one of the state's main witnesses, how was she able to do that when she won a civil suit? Wasn't there some kind of NDA or it just
Well,
seems
I would assume that any kind of federal investigation or anything would supersede any kind of NDA. An NDA is just something between two people that we agree not to disclose some shit over under regular circumstances. But this is not a regular circumstance. This is now the federal government or, coming in saying we need this information, da 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 da. And I'm sure there's laws and statutes that override any, little legal agreement that she would have had with him. So as long as I feel she doesn't go to different outlets and start telling her story before it comes out, before they do, then she's not in any violation of any kind of non-disclosure. That would be my reasoning on it.
And also, you have to keep in mind that there's multiple victims. It wasn't just Cassie. There's literally a list, and Cassie would just have been like one of the witnesses, even if they don't use her case. She could still come in as a witness and testify if necessary on what her experience was. So, like I said, most of the things that he's being charged with, you can take away the sexual stuff altogether, and he's still in a whole lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? You could take away all of that, and he's still in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about that because, I think a lot of people get caught up in these NDAs and, well, if you do this, then we won't say anything. But you just need to just use that third eye because situations like this, you never know. But I appreciate you taking the call. Thanks, Lord Jamar. And thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt.
Peace.
Peace. That's what's up, man. This guy, the Diddler, man, he's, I think his run is definitely done, man. And y'all can stop being scared to fucking talk about the nigga because a lot of y'all, you know what I mean? A lot of y'all some bitch ass niggas. You fucking, you think he's gonna get out of jail and come see a nigga or some shit. like, shut up, man. Like, stop being a bitch, man. Like, even if he did, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
You got to stand for something, man. Like, at the end of the day, y'all got to stop trying to leave. Like, people are scared to burn a bridge. You know what I'm saying? When I know what's on the other side ain't for me, I got no problem with lighting that bitch up. And y'all got to learn how to, stand on something at the end of the day. Stand on principle, because that's the only thing that's going to last you, the test of time at the end of the day. That's what you judged on at the end of the day. That man ain't coming to save none of y'all. I promise you. These are stories all about him doing what he wanted to do for himself and himself alone. If he don't care about the closest person to him, and you see what he did to Cassie, what made you think he give a fuck about you? Like, at the end of the day, just use your brain. You know what I'm saying? And have a backbone. You got to stand for something.
Or you'll slip into anything.
Slip and fall.
You'll slip on that fucking diddly oil right into fucking a heap of trouble. Okay, and you don't want that. On that note, listen, I think I'm getting ready to be out. I appreciate everybody coming through. According to my research, I actually feel I need to go live more often. All right, so let's see if next week I'm gonna try to do a quota of, they say, like 4. I should be doing about 4. So I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. I just be having the shit to do, but we're gonna make it happen. You will see my man Jamar again in the future. Wait, hold up. I cannot leave. No. We can't leave yet. Hold up. We can't leave. Just me and my man put this together. Okay. Really, he's the foundation of it. I just added a little 2 cents to the motherfucker. But we got to play the hit, man, before we be out, man, because you got to remind the people. So
y'all made it hot. Y'all made it hot.
And I think hey, they love it. They love it on this channel. So we
were just messing around. We was like, let's see what we could do. We've been playing around with AI. You know what I mean? And
look at Chapter Dawn. Chapter Dawn. See this? Hang on. Trap the Don, real quick, man. See, Trap the Don. I'm only bringing you on because he put the tie on last time. He be having the mic and all that type of shit. Trap the Don, what's good?
Peace.
Hold up, there you go.
What's going on, Lord Jamar? Well, salute to both Jamars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Salute to both of y'all. Salute to the chat. I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Great show. Jamar number 2, I guess you could say. Great interview. The commentary that the brother that the conservative, he was on fire. That's the kind of knowledge that we need to, make change. And then as far as like the Diddler, man, I don't feel sorry for the Diddler, but it's just a sad situation, man, because how many black people get $1 billion or close to it? You feel me? Like how did like I've had over $100,000 before. That didn't make me less fearful of the law. You know what I'm saying? Like the more money that I get is like the more of a target that I personally feel. If I feel like I'm more of a target with my friends and family, like how do you not feel like you're more of a target being a celebrity? You feel me? Like,
right.
It's just crazy, man. And, for those of us that got daughters, man, that's why it's important. I know we got a lot of men and women that go back and forth online, but I'm a father. I got 2 daughters, and this is why we got to game our daughters up. This is why we got to tell our daughters, if you only being used for sex, what benefit besides the money and the cars are you getting long-term out of it? You're not getting a stable family. Like you're not getting a stable life for yourself. And so
you're not getting any respect. You're actually losing it with every fucking cock you let enter you.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Okay. You're losing respect. You're losing your value. Because real men don't want a used up woman like that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Right. And for the men, this is why you can't be tricking. It's why you can't be a trick. This is why you can't use your wallet, to lead the way, because it could get you an indictment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really all I got, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit the like button in the chat, and Lord Jamar and second Jamar. Appreciate y'all for bringing me on.
Thank you, Trap, as always, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace. All right, let's get into this joint right quick. We got to, let's get these streams going. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what the fuck it is.
Kamala ain't black.
Oh, yeah.
The daddy ain't either.
Mm-hmm.
Kamala ain't black.
That's right. Roll your L's, yo.
Makes you believe her. As the legend and stories been told, all skin folk came. Kamala ain't black. Kamala ain't black.
Tell it.
That bitch is Indian.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
is a mama.
That's right. Put your lights up.
That bitch is Indian. So is her father. That ain't the same. This ain't no game. Kamala ain't black and neither is her name. Kamala ain't black. Kamala ain't black.
Say what? Say what?
Kamala ain't black.
Say what? Say what?
Kamala ain't black.
What?
Her
What?
sister ain't black.
What?
So don't bother.
Don't bother.
Kamala ain't black.
Uh-uh.
Kamala ain't black. Kamala ain't black.
Woo, she gets
So
it.
don't bother.
Let's
One
go.
more time.
Kamala ain't black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kamala ain't black. Sister ain't black.
Not FBA.
So don't bother.
Oh.
Kamala ain't black.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
Appreciate y'all for streaming that record. That's the #1 stream record so far this year. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen. Had a great time doing that with you. Like I said, y'all gonna see Jamal more on his channel in the future. Yeah, I think we're gonna get him out there in these streets. He's in these streets for real. I know, homegirl try to act like she's in these streets. She ain't in the fucking streets.
Definitely not.
Okay.
It bumped into me at some point.
Right. But yeah, if you see my man Jamal on the streets, hit him up. He might have his camera and his mic.
Matter of fact, we in Brooklyn tonight. Pull up, Brooklyn, pull up. We at 111
where you at exactly?
DeKalb. 111 DeKalb. 1114 DeKalb. Excuse me, 1114 DeKalb.
Okay.
Tonight at 9 p.m. Doors open at 9. I'll be performing alongside Mozzie, Elo Kush, a bunch of other cats, a bunch of lifelong. You know what I mean? If you know about underground hip hop and those guys down there, I'm going to show some love to them. So come on down, come get some bars. We in Brooklyn tonight.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, y'all heard it here. As a matter of fact, let me just put up. Y'all go follow him on IG. His IG is at Jamar with 2 A's between the M and the R. So go follow him right now if you don't already. My Brody, I appreciate you. I thank you. Yes, also, this is my brother that, he did the ceremony for my old dad in Egypt. I will always be indebted to you for that, my brother. Thank you. Much love. And yeah, you're always part of the family now. Yeah, so that being said, we about to be out, y'all. I thank everybody that donated to the show. Everybody that commented. Yeah. If you didn't, make sure you click that like button once again. And yeah, for the motherfucking God Pod, I am Lord Jamar. What's your name again, sir? What's your name, sir?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
You talking to me?
Talking to you.
Jamal Milton. You already know.
Let them know, people. All right, yo. We out. Much love. Peace.